We are the original Bible Foundation, Jerusalem and Florida. We are a non-profit, non-religious, scientific organization. No one in the world understands the original Bible, the language of God, and the code to God as well as we do. No one. Let me explain you why everything that we say is scientific. Number one, we trust the source only. Only the source, the original Bible in Hebrew. God created the Bible, the original Bible. God created the Hebrew language. How do we know that? Because the Hebrew language is superhuman smart. It's encoded with scientific information more advanced than today's science. And if you don't believe me, just look at our other videos. There are 22 letters in the Hebrew language. Each one of these letters was coded by God with a number between 1 and 400. As a result, every word in the original Bible and every verse in the original Bible is coded with a number. As a result, we can discover God's messaging to humanity. Watch the other videos and you will see what I'm talking about. Number two, we verify with the scientific code to God. We don't trust our human brain. We don't trust our past experiences to interpret verses from God. But we do trust the code. Only when we cross-reference with the code, with the scientific code, then we can recommend it to you. Number three, we cross-reference with 6,000 years of history. Let's say that we see a verse in the Bible that says that God is kind. Number one, obviously, we check the word kind with the code. But then again, we say, just a second, what's the history of the last 6,000 years? Is God really kind? What does it mean? So it's not enough that we read the original Bible in Hebrew. It's not enough that we mathematically check the code. We also cross-reference with the last 6,000 years to make sure that it's really so. Number four, we rely on the foundations of life and God. We have a set of foundations. Let me give you an example. One of the foundations says, we create our own realities. Okay? So if you ask me, did Jesus walk on water? I tell you yes. Scientifically so, yes. How do I know? Because 200 billion Christians over the last 2,000 years said so. I'm sorry, it's 20 billion Christians over the last 2,000 years said so. So because they said so, this is the reality. Number five, we try to avoid wishful human thinking and statistical coincidence. We don't trust our human brain. When we see something and we incline to think that we know what it is, we stop and we say, what's the chance that we are statistically wrong? For example, the word herayon, which means pregnancy, is exactly 271, which is exactly the number of days of pregnancy, 271, scientifically. But then again, we say, what's the chance that we are wrong? Well, the chance is 1 in 1,400. Then we know that we are right. And the last one, we have direct communication with God without any religious interference. We don't trust religion. Religious organizations trust the translated Bible. And the translated Bible was first translated to Greek, and then King James relied on the Greek translation to translate it to English. Way off. We trust only the original. And yes, we do communicate directly with God, and that's a different video of how we get the communication